One open fact is that you're opening up your doors. You're becoming more open to communicating with people. That means you will brands will be criticized. So brands should be ready and be prepared in advance into anticipating these kinds of situations, and then give replies as well. So last but not least, we're going to discuss about what actually is making financial services not get into the social media bandwagon, which is called the risk and regulations. Various regulatory authorities in different regions, the FSA here in the UK or FINRA in the US, or different kinds of, they have different ways of, they have imposed different kinds of what can I say, rules into how companies can actually use informal platforms like Facebook or Twitter. But they actually, I mean, brands are actually acting as if they are banned from using them. They are not actually banning from using them. They're actually, the regulator is actually interested on the message those brands are actually pushing out. That it doesn't matter whether it's on Twitter or on Facebook. For example, if some brand, for example, goes out and posts a message on Twitter promoting some product or some sale, that brand should also mention the risks that are also associated with it. So with 140 characters that you can actually post using Twitter, you can't effectively include all this. So probably Twitter is not your platform. So you go on into and then do it on somewhere else. So what I would advise financial service companies when getting to social media, there are these points that I have jotted down. These are, first of all, plan your action from every detail, starting from the time that you're posting, the type of posting, and then who is posting it, as well as the tone of communication. This matters a lot. I have seen it while working with many mainstream brands. It matters. If I'm posting a content from here in the UK for people that are in the Middle East, or for example Southeast Asia, they are sleeping at that time while I'm in the office, so that matters as well. So that translates into, you know, how much effective that content has been. And also I have a kind of touched about it in the previous a while earlier, is about defining your strategy. That means, what is the aim that social media strategy is aimed to achieve? Is it brand awareness? Is it PR? Is it sales? Is it customer service? Is it increased number of traffic to your websites, or anything? So this should be defined like in detail in your strategy. And also putting clear processes in place is also very important. That means, like I said, when are you posting it, who is posting it, how are you posting it, and where you're posting it is also very important. The other point is anticipating the risks of a certain social media activity. So if there is for example, there is some sort of content that a brand wants to push out, he has to anticipate and think on the customer's point of view over the risks that that kind of posting could bring, and then, you know, customize it into a way that it doesn't, it mitigates that risk. And the same thing with compliance as well. One of the most important points, actually, I would say, is developing a social media policy for employees. This is important specifically for this financial services industries, because there is a misunderstanding about how financial services company employee is construed outside when he's communicating through his LinkedIn or his Facebook or his Twitter. So this kind of details should actually be determined in this social media policy, and this social media policy should be kind of a part of the employment charter as well. It should show how that employee is, how he or she can interact internally or externally as well. So the last one is actually a small social media case study. Unfortunately, there weren't any Islamic finance companies that I could look at and then show them as a social media example, unfortunately. So I'm presenting this from American Express Banking. what they did was they didn't actually go out on Facebook or Twitter or anything like that and try, to engage. They actually form a platform by themselves. It's called the Open Forum. It was aimed to build a community in which small and medium-sized businesses interact with one another and access various kinds of resources for their businesses. They get, for example, different entrepreneurs and startups share their success stories, how they did this, how they did that, and then that experience is shared between those businesses. And it was also a platform for getting advice from others, from fellow startups or entrepreneurs. It was a place for asking questions and getting answers as well. This was what American Express effectively did was they were strengthening the identity factor. That means these people consider themselves as American Express brand advocates, or they are in the American Express group identity. Yeah. So I hope this will trigger some great ideas between you guys, and we can and then implement social media in your marketing activities, and hope to see you on Facebook or LinkedIn soon. Thank you.